Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk.
Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Welcome back, everybody. I be your boy Rimrock from the Let Me Talk podcast, and here is your update on wrestling this week so far. We had a great premiere episode of NXT on the CW network. Now, it's been years since WWE has been on network television, and this is great for business. I mean, now you don't have to have a cable subscription to see wrestling. Isn't that great, everybody? I think so. What do you guys think? Know what I mean? It was great, and they opened up the show. And who came out to open up the show? The one and the only Shawn Michaels. Now, Shawn Michaels came out doing his little two-step. You know what I mean? He was happy. And if you seen that crowd last night, it was a large crowd. They were in Chicago. I'm not sure of the arena, but it was packed. This looked a whole lot better than the former NXT arena or the PC or the one they had at Full Sail. And now this shows the world how much fans the NXT really has. Like that crowd was red hot and it was packed. And I'm sorry to say, for NXT to pack a whole arena the way they did, other promotions could learn how to do the same. That's my personal opinion. But like I said, he showed that we have two new titles, which are the revamping of the NXT men's title and the women's title. No more that fruity pebble shit, that NXT 2.0 bullshit that Vince McMahon was on. I like these titles. Shit. I may need to actually get me one for myself to add to the collection on the wall. You know what I mean? But it was great. As soon as Shawn Michaels was about to say, "Are you ready?" You know who came out? Papa H. Triple H came out because we all know that NXT is his brand. He loved that shit. You know what I mean? And you can see he was happy. So they asked the fans, "Are we ready?" And we always ready. And for an opening match for the NXT Women's Championship, we got a match between Roxanne Perez and Julia. Now, I don't know much about Julia, but I'm about to do some research because I like her style and her in-ring work. And she had a lot of hammerlock based moves, which was different. She even hit Roxy with like a hammerlock suplex off the top rope. That shit was crazy. I need to go check that out. But Roxanne Perez also is an elite NXT wrestler in the women's division. She is the third person outside of my boo, Shayna Baszler, and Charlotte Flair to be a two-time NXT Women's Champion, and that's pretty dope. You know what I mean? Because usually nobody gets a second run. Usually, once you win the title and all that, you drop it and you get called to the main roster. But I'm loving how WWE is really treating NXT like a third brand. But this was a good match. Like I said, a lot of back and forth. She hit a pop rock, meaning Roxanne hit her move, the pop rock against Julia. Julia rolls out the ring. Of course, the ref gets distracted. Then boom, we had a unknown assailant come out, attack Julia. Julia goes back in the ring. A second pop rock. 1, 2, 3. Roxanne Perez retains her title. But the assailant was revealed to be a returning Cora Jade. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't tell the future. I don't know if Cora and Roxanne is going to create a feud or they cool. And I also don't know if they're going to start a feud with Cora Jade and Julia. I think that should be the best way to go since she caused Julia that championship match. But overall, it was a great match. The crowd was into it, and it was good. You know what I mean? Next up, we got CM Punk in the background being announced as a special guest referee for tonight's main event between Trick Williams and all ego Ethan Page. I'll talk about that in a minute. Now we got Wesley versus Zachary Winch in a street fight. If you knew the history of their tag team and why one had to leave and why Wes became a solo competitor, then you know. I'm not bringing it up. But this was a damn good match. Like, it was a not last man standing, it was a street fight. And for two high flyers to be in a street fight, like, bro, he started off the street fight literally trying to dive out the ring through a piece of plywood to hit his opponent. That was dope. But there's a lot of back and forth. These guys are highly skilled in their craft. Only one man can win, and that man was Wes Lee. Once he hit the meteora off the top rope with the steel chains wrapped around his legs. Boom. One, two, three. Wes is your winner. We'll see what happened next. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it was a special Miz TV following for Oba Femi and Tony D'Angelo. And Oba's a beast. And I don't care how many vignettes you do, how many Rocky themed things you do for Tony D'Angelo. Tony's not taking that North American Championship off of Oba Femi unless they got plans to move that man to the main roster. Oba Femi is what almost should have been. But that's a different topic. Now, I mean, not much to talk about. It's actually a Miz TV where nothing really happens. They just had a face off in the middle of the ring. And if you guys watch a lot of wrestling and know Miz TV, there's always a swerve that happens. But this time there wasn't no swerve. You know what I mean? And after that, we got our main event between Ethan Page, who's your NXT champion, and Trick Williams. Whoop that trick. I mean, like, I'm glad he's back to being serious because, we the realest, PD. My man was out here dropping balls against Pete Dunne. That was hilarious. He should have did it on the one for Petey Crack beat. That would have been even more funnier. But hey, what do I know? I'm not writing this shit. You know what I mean? But that was a good match. But CM Punk was calling straight down the middle as a ref, which was great. Even though Ethan Page was telling him, bro, that don't touch me, man, because they got history from AEW. You know what I mean? So he like, don't touch me, bro. I don't like you. I don't like you. Da 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 da. You know what I mean? So he was more focused on CM Punk, focusing on his match with Trick, and it went as far as Ethan Page hitting a GTS or a go to sleep, which is Punk's finishing move, on Trick. Trick kicked out. I don't know what shenanigans happened right after that, but he hit his trick shot. Boom. One, two, three. I felt personally the way that match ended was too quick and out of nowhere. But hey, we have a new NXT men's champion for the second time, and that's Trick Williams. Hopefully, this run is a little bit better than the last run, but that boy is over. And like I said, you see that crowd? NXT filled that arena. The crowd was hot. It was dope. I loved it. I tune in next week to see where this is going because I know they're going to Indianapolis. Randy Orton's supposed to be showing up for a match. And I like the fact that a lot of the main roster is coming to NXT to give it a boost to get it over. You know what I mean? I hope they keep doing that. If you guys like what you heard, like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? Talk to me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think I should do next. And I'll be here. I'm your boy Rim Rock. And this has been your wrestling update with Let Me Talk Podcast. I'm off this.